You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. With that, let's get up to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. There to call all the action. We welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Gott and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor at M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's a scene a short time ago the Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon Gott and Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
Two hard-hitting blue-collar franchises, one of the better rivalries going. The Ravens and Steelers are underway. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They're led onto the field by a man who needs no introduction, Ben Roethlisberger.
An absolute prototype for what you draw up as a big, strong quarterback that has to stay in the pocket and make big throws with people all around him and even hanging on him, and still has that type of strength to get the ball downfield. Ben Roethlisberger, an absolute rock in the pocket, but he also can escape and make big plays that way as well.
Here we go. Ready?
First carry for James Conner. And whoa, he's going to hope that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcome into this ballgame. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers put up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline as a play caller. You're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action or stick something to it between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
The first play of the drive lost 4. Now they look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. This is Samuels. Breaks a tackle and he's out of alley. It's a pickup of 12 and they'll set up a 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4th down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll try and run forward with Conner. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Defense had a chance to get off the field here. The opening drive couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
So they'll come out 1st and 10 now from the 33. Gets it to Smith-Schuster on the jet sweep. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Offensive starters, here they are. David DeCastro, what do you think about him, Charles?
Brandon could not have been better trained at Stanford. So well schooled in the run game and the pass game, and especially in pro principles. David DeCastro could be an all-pro in the years to come.
On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 34. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
A quick burn there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. throw with Roethlisberger. That will be the hands of his tailback, Samuels.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line. Yeah, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
230.
On first down, it's Samuels. They'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
Earl Thomas has the speed, quickness, and skills to be a cornerback in the NFL, and I think he would have been a good one. But playing in the middle of this field as a free safety, I think he's the best eraser in the NFL. Takes care of any mistakes that happen in front of him and hardly ever lets anything get over his head.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Samuels. They'll get him to the ground at the 20, following a pickup of 4.
That call makes sense because they've been doing it well on this drive. And once again, they showed formation and showed a shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And they'll find Washington. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate. Got the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that have to be pinpoint here.
So I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
They go play action with Roethlisberger. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal will feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. We're scoreless after 1. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get free.
Sounds like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking a 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This one taken for 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Ravens now as they get set for their opening possession. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
And the first possession isn't until the second quarter, but what's nice about it, it's only down 3. So what you sell your team on is, look, 1 possession, 1 drive, we put it in the end zone. We're in the lead in this game. Let's go, guys.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Out to Roberts here in the quick pass. A good pickup there, 8 yards in the first down completion. On 2nd down, it's Ingram. Not able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, you're going to give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 44.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it though. They'll try to run for a first one, Ingram. And he will have a first down here about the 40. They have the first down with a gain of 4 yards.
Brad, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out of the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Roberts has it. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Third and 15 here after the first and second down plays went in the wrong direction. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. They took that shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So make some room next to Tom Dempsey on the NFL's all-time field goal distance leaderboard. That's going to go down officially as a 63-yarder.
Let's not forget about David Akers, Jason Elam, and Sebastian Janikowski, too. So now Matt Prater at 64 has got a little bit of company up near the top spot. That was one heck of a kick right there. Well, thought it was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, it's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, we got to sell the gun. Just go, and let's see who's faster.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, and it's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. They go draw play. This is Samuels. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on second down. They hit him with a draw instead, pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on second and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers around the field, and they're only thinking one thing: get to the quarterback. Oftentimes you can bypass him with a running play.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
If there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Back deep is to Anthony Thomas. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4, then continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
They'll throw on first down to Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning to play a one-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. I think they're going to win those too.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right to 34 here. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Jackson will throw again. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Jackson and the offense come up first and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going to find his tight end ball. The big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He was true on his first. This is a tough one from 49 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Went down the pipe. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal. Not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Tucker now following the field, set to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone, and he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. And the third quarter starts with a run by Ingram. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
The first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And first down there on a pickup to 25. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. They run from the pistol with Ingram. And they'll wind up giving this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Didn't have a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even though there was a little bit of a hole, but closed there quickly at the end. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, now run with Ingram. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is what every back in the league is supposed to do, exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the 34 down, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
They run. It's Mark Ingram. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
They're not sure that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, but it will be a keep away, don't you think?
That's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I think Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks from the point of attack and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
You know, he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. And they'll let their fullback try to push the pile. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down of the yard.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This from 42 yards out. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So now it is his 3rd of the game. Now if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
6. Listen, we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Running to start the drive is Samuels. That is going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Roethlisberger will hand it Conner. Yeah, they'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but not from the spot. Actually, no gain. So 3rd and long. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know, the rhythm seems off. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? About the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Jackson and the Ravens come up now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
And I'm trying to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them. Melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try to keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
From the 24, Jackson to Boyle here over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. You have to be a little careful. You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone.
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
45. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He can run for it, and he will. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You got to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to get to the pocket and go.
Operating out of similar territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And now Jackson will look to throw it to the right side and complete to Hurst.
The partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Jackson to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. Pass to Trotty. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So a pick 6 there. Package, they went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And they have taken the lead here in this fourth quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And following the pick six, and they decent field position of throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now, first and 10, just shy of the 30. When this ball's kept and intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Scoring has really been at a premium. And Charles, you got to tip your cap to this defense coming in here. Their offense too, but this whole team coming in here on the road, getting a hard-fought win.
I think the way that they're finishing this one up, an exclamation point on a terrific game. As you noted, hard for them to put points on the board, and they hold them down one more time and finalize things.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense. At the least, keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
So here's first and 10 at the 38. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense. Right? Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
From the 36, Roethlisberger, and his throw here is incomplete. He was going for the tight end, Nick Vanette. That takes us from second to third down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down? The offense or the defense? Let's face it. If you got the ball 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
From the 24, they'll go again on second 2. To throw again is Roethlisberger. They'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he gets his receiver hit and hit hard.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And effective running here. They'll take it down inside the 10. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards at 2nd and 6. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stay in track quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. All you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammate is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get out. We can't create a turnover because one more score, this game's over.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. To throw on 2nd and 6, Roethlisberger. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get over.
The tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. So that drives 7 plays in length and ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after touchdown. This is taken at the 3. Then we'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. So Lamar Jackson in the offense, down by 8, a minute 54 on the clock. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. Will look to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far. Big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game. Exactly the formula they need. I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true. It's actually great.
It happens more often than you might think. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Throwing now is Jackson. Oh, he's out there wide open, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards that time.
Get the 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
I'd use one right here.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Jackson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And remember, field goal does them no good in this situation.
You gotta think they should be taking some shots for the end zone soon. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds. He'll look to throw. Steve's got it. But he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. First and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. Jackson to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. It was Minka Fitzpatrick that time to break that one up. This secondary as a unit, they worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now. A nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Now Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts. But now it's 3rd and goal. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit?
Down 2, but the defense rises to the occasion, and they hold on to their lead. So with 14 seconds on the clock, they've got to go with the onside kick. And it's the Steelers that come up with it. And that should just about do it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Like 40. Coming to you.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. So Titans are going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Roethlisberger dropping to a knee, and that ought to do it. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you, these division games, never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you? Because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Baltimore, so long, everybody.
Well, they added the Steelers and winners 17 and 15 over the Baltimore Ravens in the end of the show. I'll be back with another show right after when I set this up. So I'll be right back in a moment.